Now this sounds exciting!
Alright, so then, this is, one of those, missions that kind of start out pretty,
We're going to rendezvous with rebel forces and deliver the
what is it,
cargo
blandly, I suppose,
back.
because all you're doing really is just delivering the Bacta that we got in the previous mission to the,
and he will lead us to the rendezvous location.
Rebel
Stay alert
Alliance.
for a possible ambush by hostile forces.
And that's pretty much it.
Those pirates we got the Bacta from, they may be thinking about revenge. Hopefully they're too busy
Jeez,
licking
like,
their wounds to
this
sleep.
far in the game, we haven't seen any X-Wings or alliances being made.
That'll happen soon. Trust me, you'll be seeing X-Wings in this mission, actually.
Huh, neat.
So if you look on this, this is the mission where you actually get to fly the Otana. And I gotta say, the Otana is miles better than the Corellian YT-1300. The Otana has another gunner turret, so you have two gunner turrets on the top and the bottom, and you also have, let's see, ion cannons, which will stun a craft. You remember how it worked in Rebel Squadron, right? Where you had ion cannons and you fired at a ship, and then it wouldn't work anymore and not get destroyed.
Right.
Right. It's the same thing happens here.
And there's the X-Wing. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you look in the CMD display, here's what the Otana looks like.
And just a footprint just right there.
Apparently, yeah. That's where MK is flying.
Hey, just chilling behind you.
Yep.
And just two turrets on the top and bottom, so you can just recreate the great shot, kid. Don't get cocky.
Well, that, and also you get much more firepower, because you have because you have basically three cannons firing at a enemy at the same time.
All three at once, or just
all three
separately?
At once. Yeah.
Oh, neat.
All three at once. I can't remember if I do this in this mission or a different mission, but there is one. There is one mechanic that you can use with these YT Corellian transport ships that make space fights incredibly easy. And I think I might be doing it in this episode. And I'll tell you about it when we get to it. Anyway, so
Welcome to Brentwell Colony.
the Azamines had a friend called Olin Garn, and he went off and joined the rebels. If you remember in episode 1, where they mentioned this, but guess who it's voiced by?
Forgive me for rushing things, but that Bacta is badly needed.
Mark Hamill?
I'm transmitting the coordinates now. Please follow me.
No, that was him. Steve Bloom.
Of course.
Steve Bloom, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. It's kind of funny, though, that,
No.
How far back, like, Steve Bloom has been doing voice acting and everything.
If Mark Hamill was in this game, he would just be silent and just stare at you.
Well, no, Luke Skywalker is actually in this game, and he does show up for a couple missions, I believe. But he's not voiced by Mark Hamill.
Oh.
He's voiced by somebody else. I'm guessing they couldn't get Mark Hamill or any. I'm pretty sure that because they couldn't, afford him.
Those ships look kind of phallic.
Overwhelmed with casualties.
Don't they all?
Most of them were wounded during the evacuation from home.
Those ones more so than the others, I meant.
We're glad to be of help. These are some very brave people.
So what's going on here?
So what's going on is just we're delivering the Bacta, and all that's happening is just casual banter between the Azamines and the rebels. And so what the Vasudra,
It all worked out in the end, though, and here we are.
the ship that your father and your other brother, what was his name? Galen, are currently in, and that's the ship that they're using to deliver the Bacta in. And so all we have to do is just park our ship and wait for them to finish.
Love that mid-90s lens flare.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that... I can't remember if that's because of the graphics update or the... or if it was just always there. Might have been always there, but I don't know. I'm just going off of this.
Be kind of ahead of its time if it was. Did they even experiment with lighting at the time?
I don't know. Well, there's some lighting.
Well,
time to go home. We're done.
Red alert! Imperial forces have entered the area. It's an Imperial Deuce and supporting vessels on an attack vector. We haven't got a chance against that.
who calls their ship a deuce? Just the big deuce.
Oh, I don't think that's the actual name of the ship. I'm not sure exactly what it means. Unless you want me to look it up right now. So, obviously, right now, we are screwed.
I'm just gonna say this once. Our luck stinks. I agree. But right now, I'm more worried what our hosts are thinking. They could accuse us of being part of a setup. The way our luck's been going, that sounds about right. Vasudra, request you turn over command of your vessel. I don't believe this. Easy, boys. It's the best way to convince them we're honest. We're glad you see it that way.
So I assume the shooting starts soon.
Assuming we all survive,
Yes.
we'll establish your innocence later.
So, the thing that's going on is that now you're pretty much wanted by the Empire and the Rebels. Well, the Rebels think that you guys set them up and brought the Imperials with you.
There are not enough rebel fighters to do the job.
I was just thinking the same thing. Let's go.
But, well, as of right now, the one way to prove that you're innocent is to help the rebel fighters. And so, the thing is here is that you have TIE fighters and you have TIE bombers. TIE bombers have proton torpedoes, and will launch those at the big ships, and you're supposed to be protecting the big ships.
I always thought that the TIE bombers, they kind of look like a pair of eyes, with one kind of squinting at you.
Yeah.
Under heavy fire.
So what you're gonna have to do is that you're gonna want to take out the TIE bombers first in order to make sure that the entire convoy and all the other ships survive. And again, I can't remember if okay, yeah, I'm doing it right here. So you see on the screen where lasers set to auto fire at current target.
Huh.
You can do that. Which key is it? I forget. But if you look on the instruction manual, which is of course provided on GOG, they give you the instruction manual. Thank God. If you press that, all you have to do is just target and then press the auto fire button, and space battles become much easier. That is, of course, if you're only in the Otana or any of the other YT Corellian transport vehicles. The Rebel ships, however, do not have this option, which is, of course, terrible. But
oh man, he was just charging right at you.
yeah. So there's only very few missions in this game where you'll be able to fully take, advantage of this feature. And it kind of makes the Rebel missions somewhat more difficult in ways. because one thing that you can do with the Otana is target a ship and just fly around it while you're auto-firing at it, and you'll continuously fire at the ship, but the other ship won't be able to hit you because you're dodging it and you're not flying directly at it. This is also very useful when you come across ships that can do the same thing, which is auto-fire at you in any direction. There are a couple ships out there that are very difficult to deal with because of this.
Yeah, look at that. You're just like firing 3 at once sometimes.
Yeah. So the top and lower ones will auto-fire, and the side ones will fire at the... it is what happens when I actually hold down the fire button. It also works as a great defensive thing if like there are multiple ships on your tail. All you have to do is just auto-fire at the ships.
I love how when you destroy the TIE fighters, it just becomes a ball for a moment.
Yeah. But this was something that I had not discovered as a kid, actually. And I only just discovered it playing it recently, again. So imagine my surprise when I found that out. Playing through the entire game, not knowing this.
Yeah. So is that just a standard Star Destroyer?
That's just a standard Star Destroyer.
Can you destroy this Star Destroyer?
I wouldn't recommend it, but I mean, like, if you turn off, well, if you, I know in this case, if you target this Star Destroyer, what it will do is that it will start sending out, I forget, assault gunboats, and they have concussion missiles, and they will immediately target you.
Oh, jeez.
And they will destroy you very quickly. So you're very much discouraged from actually firing at the Star Destroyer.
But you can destroy it if you just put enough fire into it.
If you go into like the simulator, I think, combat simulator.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should probably do a once we get to the Rebel ship, I'll show you all the I'll show you the combat simulator and the all the other stuff.
Yeah, I remember the combat simulator. You'd like bring up a Super Star Destroyer and spend like tens of minutes just firing at it until it just blew up.
Right, yeah. But anyway, right now, the Vasudra is getting completely destroyed, and it actually blows up. And we have to escape, because there's just way too much.
Looks like you're handling yourself fine, but...
Well, yeah. I'm fine, but everything else isn't. And... Why does it blow up? I thought it blows up. Oh, there it goes.
Oh,
it's dead.
It just... Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that was a failure.
Yeah. One thing I think I saw bouncing around on the internet was how they kind of wanted to make Ace's story kind of like Luke Skywalker's story, where the Empire destroys his family and he goes joins the Rebels.
Whoa! Spoilers! They all die.
Well, the family that right now is the two that just got killed. Your dad and Galen.
Bummer.
Yeah.
I like that planet.
Yeah. Well, you saw it in the opening cutscene. It was one of those... it's kind of cool. Also, I'm wondering how in the world that works. If, like, I'm guessing it is revolving around that planet, the station.
Just in orbit. Just outside of it, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm wondering how is that possible if, like, you go and Well, no, never mind.
This is a game where
I'm
you
just
hear,
kind of-
like,
I'm just
just
kind of-
dogfights in space, when it should be silent, so I wouldn't question it too much.
Yeah. I was just wondering with, like, the hyperspace and... But oh well.
Terrible tragedy. I am so sorry for what happened to Tomas and Gil.
Victory! This is a terrible tragedy.
Yep, exactly.
You'll never see them again. I know you shared your father's ideas.
Your
I
parents
was
are
always so
dead.
proud of you for that. But I feared something.
Actually, I wonder
far
what in the
worse
heck
from
happened
any
to your
involvement
mother.
with the rebellion.
She's
You see,
never ever
one of the
mentioned.
problems with conspiracies is, how do you know who to trust?
What also is kind of a
And I wouldn't be surprised to learn the
weird.
veracity.
I don't know why games
You should
do
know
this,
things are
but
probably
they
gonna get worse. I know how
that they
things
make
are.
the main character
In all
silent,
likelihood,
like,
we'll soon find ourselves under arrest.
and they want
We're gonna
the
use what
player
influence
to
I
be
have to
that
try and
character.
save us. In
When
the
I don't know,
meantime,
I'd just
I
rather
suggest you lay low.
hear them talk.
You should probably get some
And this
thought
isn't
to
an
what sort of
RPG or
memorials
anything,
you have
so
of your brother and father.
like we're kind of missing out on, like, you know, character development or all that kind of stuff.
Hey, you really performed well in that last mission.
Like, imagine if Luke Skywalker was completely silent throughout the entirety of Star Wars.
That'd be fun.
Maybe.
Hurry up, Ace. By the sounds of it, we had better clear out.